Right, we've studied them, so that means now it's time to draw them. This lesson we are drawing graphs. In order to draw a graph, the first thing you have to have are two axes, not axes, axes. You need to have a horizontal axis and a vertical axis. On the horizontal axis, if they give you a unit of time in a table, always put the time on the bottom. Think of a timeline. It goes like this, right? So always put that time unit on the bottom. So that might be something like minutes or hours or months or years. That always goes on the bottom. The one exception is distance. So if they don't give you time, they only give you distance and then something else, then it's okay to put the distance on the horizontal axis. On the vertical axis, you'll have different quantities. So you'll have bigger, small numbers like population or number of atoms, okay, temperature, distance traveled in a car over time, population, we already mentioned that. So I want to show you an example of that. So if we talk about year will be on the bottom, right? You'll have months on the bottom, time in minutes on the bottom, and then things like temperature, population, mass, all on the vertical axis, okay? So I can't say that enough. Try to keep your time, keep that on the horizontal axis, and then the other things will go on the vertical axis. The one exception I was talking about before is there's no time for this. There's only distance and height, so that's when distance can go on the bottom. All right, so one more time. Time, horizontal, quantity, vertical. Okay, the next thing you have to have is an appropriate scale and then keep using that scale. So your numbers that it goes up by can vary greatly. You can have the same space of chunk there, but you can use different scales. Population, you might be talking about 10,000, 100,000, a million. So you're going to go up by large numbers like that. Temperature, you probably are going to go by 1, 2, or 5 degrees. So it's going to be, this one goes by 2 on that scale. And then distance, again, that might be 1, 10, or 100, 100,000, 1,000, whatever. One thing to keep in mind as well, too, is you can cheat it a bit. You can go 25, 50, 75, 100, 125, 150. Now that says in thousands. So it's like saying 25,000, 50,000, 75,000, and so on and so on. Okay? The next thing you need to do, and this one's important, you guys, I'd take marks off like crazy on a test. If you didn't, you need to label things. Yes, you do. What are you labeling? Give it a title. So that this graph is the total distance ran in 30 minutes. I guess you'd say ran by Mr. Baker. So then I'm going to have time on the bottom, like I told you. Haha. And so I have time, and I put that in minutes. I've got my unit of time. And then on my vertical axis, I've got distance in kilometers. That's a little bit of a test there, right? So when given a choice, if you have time, put it on the bottom. Okay? And then because this data is continuous, after I plotted my points, I joined it and made a line. Remember, you plot your points like you would on the coordinate grid. So for 5 minutes, I went 1.5 kilometers. 10 minutes, 2.5 kilometers. This is all fake because I never run. Now I do math videos. Yay! All right, the last thing is, kind of talked about this a little bit already, but you have to determine, is the data discrete? You'll do a point graph. That'll be something that starts from 0 each day, like sales, the store, like if they're selling shoes. When they open up, they're at $0 and they make money throughout the day. Or population, they start from 0 and they count the population every year. Or the data could be continuous, in which case you'd have a line graph. So that's something like temperature change, where one moment affects the next. Growth, batteries, like battery life, height, or weight. There you go. how to draw a graph in slightly over 5 minutes. Don't forget to hit the like button and subscribe. Bye-bye.